this is the day 12 video. So yesterday we did another eye. Well, it wasn't really yesterday, it was all kind of the same day. But this is the eye that we're using as reference for today, and we're gonna draw this. And for me, we're gonna go back with our Pentel. Well then, to ink this with our Pentel Energel pen. It's not really made for art, but today it is. And so we are gonna go through. One thing I want to say is that I always draw my eyes with a little bit of a trapezoid point. I kind of messed up a little bit here because of the fact that I was looking at the camera lens and not on the actual paper. But I do love to use a little bit of the trapezoid. And right now I can actually make eyelashes, which I didn't include. So if you just want to bring this a little bit closer and just draw eyelashes. It's crazy how these people have so much money and yet the eyelashes still crumple. You can kind of tell right here, kind of look like the spider web eyelashes. It's not the crack of a glass. This is a glass. This is her eyelashes are still kind of crumpled. So I'm just like, you know what? There's hope for you using $1 e.l.f. or just like drugstore brand. You know, like if this is a promotional thing or whatever, and they still have crumpled eyelashes, girl, don't even worry about your crumpled eyelashes because celebrities and models have them too. So I don't know if that's an insult. I just find it as comfort, like, hey, it happens. It happens. Your eyelashes don't have to be perfect because obviously these people's are not. And there you have it. That is the pupil iris. Then we're going to have the folding crease on the eyelid. We're going to actually draw that out. It's good enough for me. Here is the horizon. One thing that I wondered is why everything was on the bottom. I would have done it the inverse. I would have had this part on top. So I don't understand what's with that, but it's really not my vision. It's someone else's that I'm drawing. But it's interesting to think, like, that's really something else. Also, I don't understand the point of these stars. I wouldn't have put them there. I don't think I would have included them at all. Okay, so next. Now everything is black with gold shimmer. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I have gold Sharpie. Let's see. Okay, so I have silver, gold, and bronze metallic Sharpie. Right now I can only find the silver one, so that means that this is the rendition we're going to do today. We're just going to do silver rendition. And so to start off, it's kind of a gradient. What I wish I could do, this is not watercolor paper and this is just drawing paper. Luckily there's nothing underneath, but if I were to do it, I would get water in a little pan and just do a gradient. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I have some water, I have my watercolor brush, and I have this. So what we're gonna do is forget all the lines. We're just gonna work on getting the horizon gradient. So I'm just gonna put some ink down, and then before it dries, dip my brush in water and then just try and bleed it down. You know, this is why you have to have a multimedia type. Well, let's see. In the end, it kind of worked. It kind of worked, right? So let's see now what it looks like. Maybe, so if I put the water down first, you have a better gradient than if I had put the pen down first. So that's good to know. I don't want it to bleed into the eye. I just want it to bleed downwards. So now I have that. I'm done with that. I'm gonna put the water in it and just trying to, like, I don't know, swirl it around. Just swirl it around. I think it's looking the way it should look. It's not as like smooth. It is kind of smooth. It's kind of smooth. I'm not gonna say it's not smooth. It's just different. Since we're doing it different anyways, let's just put some on the eyelid whatever excess we're going to put on the eyelid, because this is already not following the plan. So it doesn't matter if we deviate any further because we're already not following the outline. I'm going to go back and fix the brow a little bit just because I realized the brow does not fit proportions, if that makes any sense. If you see the way the brow kind of like has an angle right there, if I were to do the same, there'd be space. So let's extend the brow to at least here, something like that. Maybe we can also even add or just use watercolor. Let's see what happens if I just take the brush as is. Oh, it does smudge a little bit. It's completely different. You can kind of tell this has a reddish undertone or brownish undertone compared to this one, just because these inks have two different bases. So that's perfectly okay. And we're just gonna make this completely different. At this point, we're just doing it on the fly. I kind of want to do a gradient up top too, like just make her eye the sky at this point. Like, forget the stars. We're just gonna have it overlooking the water and just have this be like clouds or something. That's just so pretty, you know. And this is just whatever excess is left on the brush. I didn't dip it into water. I'm just a little bit more color from this brow, I guess you would call it. Yeah, I mean, not what you would call it. That's what it is. It's a brow. And yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this. I like this a lot. It kind of makes it seem like the sky, eyelid, and then the water. And I'd rather that than what it was before. This is not yet dry. The paper bubbled up because, you know, it's not meant to be watercolor paper. It's just drawing paper. And so now we're going to fill in the pupil. I kind of want to do the iris first. So we're going to do the iris. We're going to do it E47. This is dark brown. This is one of my new pens. I have yet to do a pen test when I ordered my supplies from my haul the other day. But this is going to be the official pen test. Dark brown. I think it passes. It's pretty good. It's really, really, really good. I like it. I had initially gotten it for the intent of making it skin. And I kind of want to add, because if you kind of see, it, I don't know if you can tell, it looks kind of dark. You can see the ring light too, so it's kind of hard. But I want to have a darker outer ring of brown, just to add a little bit of color interest. This is so cool. Oh my goodness, I love it. So going back in with my Pentel brush pen, I really need to find out the name of this, so if you wanted to order it again you can have it, but I'm just gonna go back and do the pupil, and that's that. And honestly, I might, here's what we're gonna do instead, right? We're gonna add some intrigue by going back with our Pentel Energel pen right here, Pentel Energel, and we're just gonna go and like roughen this up a little bit just to add a little bit of, I don't know, intrigue. And then I'm gonna go back and put the lashes, and yeah, we'll see. Let's see if this works. It's not bad. I like it. I like it a lot. And then we'll just have a little bit of, maybe if we go back with the Pentel brush pen and make this, it's supposed to be the darkest right under the eye. That's the way I would see it if I really wanted the gradient to come out the way I want it to. I don't want to make it too dark, but yet right now it's still a little too light for me. And I'm just gonna go back with a little, I'm gonna wet my brush. So I wet my brush in the water. It's literally just a cup I found. I'm trying to do this on the fly, guys. I just came up with this, so I grabbed the nearest cup, put water from my water bottle. I already had brushes here, so I was ready in that regard, but it's not like an art cup. It's literally just a cup that I didn't bring to wash because I had finished my drink, but I was like, you know what? It don't matter. We're just gonna do this. I'm probably not gonna drink from it again because unless I like, well, I might wash it really, really well. Who knows? But I'm gonna add a little bit more black. And then swirl it around. And I can't wait till it dries because then I can just go in with the silver Sharpie and it'll be nice. I wish So this is the eye that we have so far. It's a brown iris and I kind of wish it was silver or something that could have gone with the color scheme because the silver is more gray. So I'm going to come in with W5 and put it on top, warm gray number 5, over the brown that we put just to get it a little bit less vibrant. And I want it to pop less. And I want to get more gray in there, so by the time we come back in with the silver Sharpie, it'll bring it all together. I don't really want this to contrast. I don't want this to be the focal point. I kind of want it to just be something that's there. So it's going to be something that's just there. So I'm going back with my eraser to erase any lines. This right here is not a charcoal. It's just, I bled with my watercolor brush. But down here, I'm trying to be super careful because this is still kind of wet. You can kind of tell a little bit. You know, you could be like, Jema, why don't you just wait, Jema? Just wait. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. But I don't want to. I want to just bang this out. I don't want to have to wait forever, so I'm not. But I like that this has a brush. I started using this. I've always had it, but I started using it after smudging right here so I could stop that. But I think this is pretty cool. I'm not even gonna go there because we're not. Okay, so I went back and I cleaned it up a little bit. I added more of a dark line right here, and now we're gonna come in with my Sharpie silver marker and come in with the stripes. It's dry enough, right? It's still a little bit, tiny bit damp, if you can tell, but we're just gonna do it because I just want it done. So, oh no, it's not showing at all. Let's see if we can get something. Oh, it's showing a little bit. It's showing a little bit. It's showing enough. Also, at this point, the paper is super soft, and it wasn't meant to be this soft. So there's that too. Let's see. Let's see if we can go back here and put the silver. Would it show as vibrantly? No, I think this is kind of the color. I think at this point, it's just that paper is really soft. Okay, so you can kind of tell right here that the paper is starting to come up and fray. So this is just the paper saying, I've had enough. You've done enough. Look at the papers are literally coming apart. So instead of doing something, I kind of want to go back and do the same design as before from the star one, but kind of make it in a line. So I have circles here. And then that's it. Maybe have a little shine in her eye. Like, you know, like the highlight. Because she has many highlights right here. You can tell. Because there's just the ring light. But right here, we're just going to put maybe like a highlight like this. Highlight line like that. I wanted it to be a little bit more vibrant. But this is as light, as white as it's going to be. Okay, here we go. There you go. Maybe another one right here. There you go. And here we have it, folks. An eye. A very overdramatic eye. That is for Inktober day 12. That is the day 12 picture. Where's my Energel? Where's my Energel? We're about to write this down. Day 12. There you have it, guys. Day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12. We have some space right here. We have some space right here. We have some space right here. We can even fit something right here. And this is from day 8. So this is a pretty good. We can fill up this whole sheet, guys, okay? We can fill up this whole sheet. I think this is pretty dope, to be honest, for day 12. I like it. Let me know if you end up making something like this. What's your comments? And we can even, like, you know how they have sometimes the hooded double liner? We can just do that. Just have this super thick and call it a day. That's what we're gonna do, guys. That's what we're gonna do. I love it. I love this. This is awesome. And there you go. We're gonna even just do this, right? We're just gonna be so bold as to dare as make this connect. And that's that. There's a little bit of white gap. So because I had just put fresh ink down, I'm gonna wet my brush, and it's a little bit too wet, so I'm just gonna wipe off the excess right here, all the excess wet, and go and fill this in like that. Boom. It's a completely different color black because this is picking up on the Pentel ink versus the other Pentel brush pen. This is the Energel, which is a brown base, so I just went through and did a whole other layer of that, and it's gonna match because it already has. I'm just gonna go back, well, wipe off the excess, then I'm gonna go back and just do this again just to get the uniformity down. It's so nice, guys. It's so nice. And we're done. We are done. So this is the final image. I like it. This is a job well done, guys.